I'm Radona from Boys and Girls Hairstyles. Today I have Leslie with me. Love Leslie. If you guys know her, she is the funniest, most sweetest gal ever. But anyway, she's a good friend. I've been doing her hair for a long time. Huh?
A long time.
She's young, but a long time. Just kidding, Leslie. I have to give her like a little bit of grief because she's always, teasing me. So anyway, what we are going to do, I'm going to show you her haircut. We're going to trim all of this in the front. We are going to stack the back a little bit. It's going to kind of go into an A-line here a little bit. She's liking the length in her front, so I'll show you how to trim without taking off a ton of length. Okay, now the back, I just haven't put her head down. And we are going to take just a little bit of this up, just so it has a little bit of, angle. Obviously, if your hair is longer, you're going to want to go shorter up through that middle area. Okay, so now this, I'm just going to tilt her head. And she's liking the length, so I'm just going to barely trim, because you obviously want to trim what's there, but you do that just very little. Okay, then I'm going to put her head down again. Come down on the angle. You can see that it's on an angle there. Okay, and then make sure that their head is straight when you go to do the side. Then you can tilt it this way, but make sure the chin is straight. You don't want their chin to be down, because if it's down, you will cut it and it will come up and it will be shorter. So make sure that that's even. So I just barely trimmed that because she likes the length. Okay, now for this part, which it's usually like this for a lot of people, the back of your hair, it's thicker, it grows longer, faster. Anyway, so we're gonna take a little bit of this off because you can see there's some bulk through this area. So we're gonna take some of that bulk out. So from the middle of the ears, or the top, I like to take that section and take the middle, and I'm going to cut that on an angle. And then as I go out on the sides here, I like to just kind of take a little section. And then you can see the hair from the cut that you just cut. So that's your guideline, okay? You're gonna hold that and take that to whatever's cut underneath. Okay, now this side, I'm gonna do that also, but I'm just gonna come to the left side of it. Okay, now just to this side. And you can see that I'm going down to the length. Okay, and then to make sure that it's even, you can come back this way. See, there's a tiny bit in that middle. This is how you can tell if there's any pieces that need to be trimmed. Is just come up vertical this way. Well, vertical, horizontal, whatever, just come up this way. And then I'm gonna add this middle part. You can see I just take a little section. And I wanna show you guys, you can see right down there where that is? We're gonna come from this area and meet up with that length. That's how you connect that. Okay, so I'm gonna take another little section to that side. See, there it is. So you're gonna take from that end and connect that. Okay, you can just keep holding this out and following that guide point. Okay, same on this one. Okay, sweet. Now we're gonna come to this side. That's why I always like to start middle, go to the right, and then I go middle and then go to the left. I just feel like I keep track of where I've cut and what I need to cut when I do that. So once you get in a habit of which way you like to cut, and so you can follow your haircut. I don't know if some of you know, like sometimes if you go in and you get a cut and they're cutting up here and then back here, and then I just feel like it's really a good thing to start in the back and then go to the haircut, which doesn't mean it's right. I'm just giving you guys my advice. I love to always start in a certain area, which all my cuts, if you notice on my videos, I start in the back of the haircut. So some might start in the front, you never know, but I love to start in the back. It gives me, it just helps me keep in line where I'm at. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys. See how this is cut right here? I'm gonna take from this top layer and connect that. Okay, same thing with this next little section. I'm gonna come up. You doing good, Les?
Doing great.
Awesome. Doing peachy. I'm just super excited. She just got to retire, so she gets to go and camp and do all the fun things that she's worked so hard to be able to go do. So that's exciting for her. Okay. Just going along here, making sure this is cut. Okay, now we're gonna come to this side, you guys, of the middle. And you can see that's where that needs to be cut off. It's kind of fun because when you start cutting and you go in this area, you'll be able to see exactly where you've cut, and then the cut just comes together. It just all evens up. And then if you go back through, double check like this, make sure there's, you know, no big pieces out of sort. Then your sides here. Okay, and then we can double check over here. Okay, up that way. Okay, so now I'm gonna comb this down and show you guys, and hopefully you can see wet the bulk that we've taken out, like down through this area. See how it's tighter, but she still has her length because she's liking the length. So we are gonna trim up here on the length, which to trim just barely take a little bit. But you do wanna take enough so it's nice and healthy, and obviously so it's shaped. Okay, so all this top, just a tiny, tiny bit. Okay, now I'm gonna hold up the top area, just snip this away a tiny bit. Yeah, usually she goes a little bit shorter on the top, but she's been liking it. So, and this right side always seems to go a little shorter, so we really barely trim this side. We've been trying to figure out, I mean, we pretty much have it, but sometimes, and people out there, if you cut hair or if your hair is like this, you're gonna know what I mean. Like, there's one side that sometimes either looks shorter and you can cut it the same, or it can grow out, but it seems to be like longer, shorter. Like, it's just crazy, the different sides. So her right side always seems to be a little shorter. So we have been really like trying to just barely.
Got it figured out.
That's right. So yeah, we've got it figured out, thank goodness. But it's funny when there's one side. So you can see I'm just going around the head and I'm just trimming all of that a tiny bit. Okay, just make sure this is all even. Okay, now her bangs and the front, she's, like I said, she's really liking it, but we do need to texture these bangs so it's not so much. That's one thing that I do love about Leslie's hair is the pieciness of her bangs. So I'm just gonna come through and take a little bit up through the middle part of her bang and just cut those little pieces out. And then it helps too, when you dry it, it's just not so full that way. Okay, now we're gonna, see there's barely any there to trim. We're just trimming that. And then same with this side. Okay, that will just even, which we barely trim, but you obviously want to double check because sometimes sides grow faster than others. Okay, all right, now texture. Texture is always good. Leslie likes her hair more poofy. This will definitely help. In fact, I better slow down and show you guys. So where this kind of, that's why I always kind of drop the hair a little bit when I go to do that, is where it drops. See how that bends right there when I drop that? That means that's where the texture needs to be. And that puts those little hairs in this area. So the longer hairs sit on that, so it gives you some volume. So same thing again there. I just go through 1, 2. Okay, sweet. All right, now I'm gonna use a mousse because she likes volume. She has a lot of hair, just the texture of it's more fine. So mousse is super good to get some volume. Okay, and then the volume and lift spray, I'm gonna just bring through here, give it some volume. I love it too because it makes it feel thicker after it's dry. Okay, so you're gonna come down on the back, you're just gonna dry it down. Back and forth with your fingers. Okay, so once that's about 80% dry, I'm just gonna kind of come up through this top and go back and forth. Okay, then I'm gonna take the round brush. I'm going to, let me turn this way. Whoop, there we go. This is about 1 inch, maybe 1.5 inches. I'm gonna come up through the mid, like back here in the mid part of her hair, because this just dries down into place, so you don't have to deal with that. So just start round brushing up here. So after you do that, then you can let it sit for a second and then let go. Same like that, let it kind of cool. That just helps it stay like in its fullness. just sets it. So you can see I'm just coming through the side. Okay, I'm going to round brush the bangs a little bit just so it has some volume. But if we need to flat iron them a little bit, we can do that too. Okay, and then I'm going to come on this side. Same thing, just start round brushing the side down. Okay. And then of course on this, you're going to hold straight up as you round brush, and then you'll hold it. Let it cool and then let it go. Okay, and then after it's done, and I just like to turn it on low, just kind of go through it, make sure it's all dry. Okay, now I'm going to take the flat iron and we're just going to flat iron the sides down. And then just a little bit through this area. I do like how it's full and it has a little bit of bouncy, how it's bouncy. So I don't want to like take it way straight. So I do just kind of go through that fast, not like making it, because I do like the bounce and a little bit of the curl that it has with it. So I kind of leave that sometimes and just do it a little bit. But the fronts look really good, just straight. Yeah, this is her first hair to be retired.
That's
It's
right.
crazy. I was thinking, I'm like, you know, when we go to schedule your next one, you can do anytime.
That's right.
Like we've had certain times on certain days because of her work, so I'm happy for her. It's been fun. We've had quite the stories.
A lot of years.
A lot of years with lots of stories from where she works. It's fun. Okay, couple drops of oil. I actually got a little bit too much, so I'm gonna just put some over here. And I'm just gonna rub this in. This just adds a little bit of shine. Okay, and then a tiny bit of paste in her bangs, just to piece them out a tiny bit. Just because that's what I love about, I think her bangs, like really do this haircut, like it just makes it. It makes it. It's super cute. Not a heavy bang, but enough, but it's piecey, so I like it. Okay, now we definitely love, like I said, poof. Is that what people call it out there? You guys call it poof? Or volume? I don't know. We're poofers here in Nephi. Well, some of us. Sometimes when I poof somebody's hair, they're like, woo, I can tell. When they look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, sorry. Oh, let me put that down a little bit because I don't love poof. And that's fine, it's great. Just when you're used to it and you don't poof, your hair doesn't feel done. Can you imagine not poofing your hair?
No.
It
No,
wouldn't
you
just,
gotta have poof.
that's right. I love how we're calling it poof. It's the best. Okay, and come up through this top, in, down, and out. You guys, that's the motion that I'm doing. And then I always love to spray under the back combing because that helps keep it in. Okay, and then we're just gonna kind of put this into place here. Push this over into place. Then I'll turn her to the mirror. so I can see where the poof's at. So I can just see what I did. Okay, what do you think, Les?
Looks good.
Poofed good enough?
It looks great.
Thank you.
Perfect poof.
Thank you, thank you. So cute. Okay. All right, let me spray you good. All right, I'm gonna turn her around one more time so you can see the cute stack in the back. So this is a super fun short slash medium hairstyle that you don't have to do much with the back, just up through here. So anyway, thank you so much, Les. You're awesome.
Thank you.
You betcha. Thank you so much for watching, always supporting. I'm excited, excuse me, to see you guys next time. And thanks again. See ya.